One Piece chapter 959. Now this was a very interesting chapter because it gave us a lot of clarity to the events that happened or that took place in the previous chapter that we didn't know about, and it also gave us more information about things that happened on certain parts of Wano during that time period. And it also gave us more lore towards the end of the chapter, which I'm happy about because I think we're going to get more information pertaining to why 20 years in the future is a thing. And there's probably going to be more stuff that goes along with that because it seems like we're getting an entire flashback with Oden, maybe for the next 5 or 10 chapters. So that's great, and hopefully this time he's not actually covered up and we finally get to see his official reveal. I think that's something we've been waiting for a very long time now. Now, while we did get some information as to what happened to the Alliance, we didn't get the full story as to what moves were made afterwards. We only know certain things happened here and there, but as for where the Alliance is right now, we're not completely sure. But I'm still sticking to the idea that X-Drake and Law were somehow involved in all of this, somehow, some way, they came in clutch. But we'll see how that plays out moving forward. But let's start from the beginning. Now, the chapter starts off with a flashback from 2 days ago, and here we can see that the Alliance is getting ready for the final battle. We get to see all key figures making preparations as for the plan to meet up at the port goes smoothly. Now, one of the more interesting things here is that the entrance to Onigashima is always in winter, and they didn't exactly explain what that meant. Now, my guess here is that one can only enter Onigashima during the winter. Perhaps it's similar to Ruskaina, whereas the seasons changes drastically, and it was mentioned that it was very similar to how the weather is on Wano. So there's obviously something special going on here. And also, when we saw X-Drake just right after Dressrosa, when he was reporting news about Doflamingo's defeat to Kaido, the island that he was on was snowing. So my guess here is that that is Onigashima, because we could also see the giant skull from a distance. But it's definitely interesting that they said that the only way to get in is in winter. Now, this is also favorable for the Minks because they have fur. Now, they also stated that the night of the attack will also have a full moon, which is going to be a huge trump card for the Alliance, as even mid-tier Minks like Carrot can become extremely powerful. So you can imagine the entire Mink forces going into Sulong ready for action. So I think we're probably going to get a double spread for that panel. Now, we also have to remember that if anything blocks the moon's rays, they're not going to be able to use it. And the thing here is that we have Kaido and Big Mom, and they're able to change the weather. Even during Kaido's full dragon form, we saw that he was able to summon clouds, so things initially might not work out for the Minks because there's people who can counter their abilities. But since they have Nami on their side, her climate attack might also come into play as well. Now, something I felt should have been said a long time ago was Luffy realizing that Jinbei hasn't arrived even though Big Mom is here. Now, maybe Luffy was thinking about it in the prison, but given the heat of the moment, going up against Big Mom, he had priorities to take care of. But I still think this is good because we know that Luffy hasn't forgotten about Jinbei, but I still think that we need more dialogue like this when it comes to the Straw Hats. Now, surprisingly, Zoro didn't react to finding out that Big Mom was here, so that's surprising. When it comes to Jinbei, I think that he probably got hurt really badly, perhaps even losing an arm, and I think that's going to be a shocking reveal that we're going to get later in this arc. Obviously, he's going to do something clutch during his arrival, but I think later on we're going to see the true effects of what potentially Big Mom did to him, right? Maybe he lost an arm, who knows? But I think something drastic must have happened to Jinbei, given that he didn't arrive before Big Mom. Now, we then move on to the night before the final battle, and here we see what Orochi did, and he basically sabotaged every major point that would hinder the progression of the Alliance. We saw that the sun was attacked, supposedly destroyed, but I think that's unlikely. Someone probably came in clutch, I think Law, just because he's the only one I can think of right now, but it might be someone else. We also saw that they destroyed the ships, but we know that Frankie was thinking about making more ships, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. We also know that the traitor plotline is still at large. Someone is giving out information to the Shogun, and I think that they need to sort that out before they can make more moves, because if they make more moves, that person is going to report to the Shogun again, so that's something I feel like needs to be resolved before they go into Onigashima. And I think Law might be involved in revealing who the traitor is, just going off of his personality, because Law is one of the smarter individuals when it comes to the Alliance. So I'm looking forward to what Law has in store, given that he's also one of the bigger players in this arc, and I think him and X-Drake are probably cooking something up. And we finally end up the chapter with a tease to a flashback 39 years ago, and it seems like it's centered around Oden, which is going to be very interesting because I think this is going to be a great flashback, just because of how much hype Oden has gotten throughout Wano, and also because this is a flashback that's probably going to revolve around the Void Century. So we're going to get amazing lore, so I'm definitely looking forward to this. And hopefully we also get to see Oden's actual reveal, so we actually get to see his face and he's not all covered up with the shadows and everything, because the silhouette thing has been around for a very long time, since the beginning of this arc. So I think his reveal is going to be pretty special, and I think he's going to have a dope design too. But again, just my quick thoughts on the chapter. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below what you guys think about this chapter. What do you guys expect for the next chapter with Oden's flashback and the Void Century? I think we're going to get a lot of information there and a lot of lore too. We might see Whitebeard, Roger, all of those those old generation characters might be involved in this flashback as well. So that's gonna be great to see. I think it's probably gonna be one of the better flashbacks in the entirety of One Piece. But subscribe for more One Piece content on this channel. It is Pharaoh, and I will see you folks later. Peace.